lesson, we're going to be constructing the GenevaCam. So we have the drawing here, and it's in a template. And so we have opened up our template, and we have all the layers that we need. And so we're going to be working in the construction mode in that layer right now. And so what we're going to do is just make a construction line. And again, a construction line is something that you only use to build an object. And we're going to just put this in at 0, 0 and push enter. And then that's a horizontal line, and then I want to have one that's vertical, so I select it and then I click on the vertical, and then I'll again type in 0, 0. I prefer to start that way. It just makes it easier for me. And then I can center it by using the view cube and selecting the top. And so there's another thing I need to do here. I need to make an angle. And so there's a lot of different ways to do this. I'm just going to make a construction vertical, and then I'm just going to simply rotate it. And so I'm going to type in rotate, hit enter, select the line that I just made, push enter again, and then the base point, I'll just simply type in 0, 0. And then I need an angle that's 60 degrees. And so to make this go to the right, I type in -60, and that is 60 degrees from the vertical line. All right, so that is the cam, and so you'll see that they're in 60-degree increments, and there's 6 of them. So this will be very helpful. All right, so I'm only going to build one. I don't need to build 6. I can just build one of these, and then I can, through various operations, rotate it. But what I need to do right now is make all the construction lines. So I'll go ahead and make sure I'm in that layer. And so the way it works is you don't have to make new ones. You just simply duplicate them, right? And so I need to make a circle. And so in this case, I'm going to be making a circle, and the diameter here is at, or the radius here is at 0.75 inches. And I'm just basing this off the drawing, right? And so looking at the drawing, I'll make another one, and I'll start at 0, 0. And then this one will be, I'll go ahead and type in 1.25 and push enter. And then I can push enter again, and it'll give me the same feature, 0, 0. And then this one, I'm starting smaller and I'm getting larger as I go outside. That one's going to be at 2 inches, and then push enter, and then I'll do another one. I could snap in the center, but this is much more accurate. And then at 4 inches. All right, and I have a couple more to go, but so far so good. And you always want to be verifying this too. All right, so let's go ahead and 0, 0. And then we're doing the radius here, which is going to be 4.5 or 4.5 inches, and push enter. All right, so I will be able to come back to this whenever I need to, and I can always add more. So that radius for that 8 inches, and I've got the 60-degree here. And so everything looks okay. I've got this radius over here that I've got to deal with, though, and I also want to start building this this object, right? So let's go ahead and in the layers here, we're going to change to the object lines, and that's what I build from, right? So I would print this out, I would hide my construction lines. So I'm going to go ahead and build, and so the nice thing is I already have the construction lines, and I can just go simply over this. All right, so you're better off just typing 0, 0. Snapping can be a little dangerous because you might be off. All right, so and do the same thing. And in this case, I'm going to be using the intersection here at the 30 degrees and that radius. And so this one's going to be at radius of 0.25 inches or a quarter. And then, so I'm just slowly building this, and I'm now typing in and making another radius here. This is at 1.5 inches. And it's always good to verify all this before you start deleting lines and trimming things. You just want to verify this. So I'm doing this very quickly. I'm not going to keep this right now because it's in the wrong layer, but I just want to verify what I'm doing here. Okay, so these are the first parts that I need. And so if you look at the cam here, and again, there's 6 of them, I just need to actually make a quarter of that, excuse me, half of that, right? And then I can mirror that. So let's go ahead and just build part of this. And I am going to then just start building lines. And so I have the object snap here. And so let's go ahead and we're going to offset that line, this construction line right here. So click it, and we're going to offset it by 1/4 of an inch. All right, we're not deleting it. We're just adding another one. All right, and we'll go ahead and start building this out here. So I'm using this line. And so I've connected them. And so I can go ahead and trim this. Go ahead and type in trim and push enter. And you have to be careful because sometimes you get carried away here. So I just want to, if you go from the top to the right, or the left to the right, you only select what you fully encompassed. From the bottom up, you select everything. So you just kind of have to be careful here because you sometimes will delete lines you don't want to. But let's go ahead and delete what we already know we don't want in this objects. And if you don't get them, you can always select them later and delete them on your keyboard. So I'll just go ahead and get the major ones out of my way here. So I'm just doing 1/4 of that cam. And then if you can't delete it, you can just escape and then select what you don't want. So I'm still trimming. And so what I'm going to need to do probably is turn off this construction layer so I can see really what's going on here. But it's pretty clear here. All right, and I'm just deleting these or clicking and erasing them. All right, so that should be half of that cam. All right, so what I'll do then is I'll go ahead and type in mirror and push enter. And then I'll select the portion that I want, these object lines, and then from the center, I'll just simply click it from the left to the right, and then I don't want to delete it, so go ahead and push no, and then push enter. All right, and that is the first part of the cam.